Hey guys, me and CoinFlip are back, and we've got a draw show for weeks 1 and 2, which are going to be out of conference matchups. So that's East versus West games. And we're going to give you guys a preview of the schedule real quick here. We have a 13-week schedule, so a bit of a long one. One bye week for each team as well, since we have 11 teams in each division. We're going to try to keep it at like a 3 or 4 week playoff, more probably three, and we're going to still come up with some formats that'll fit that. We're still going to craft that up. We'll have that out to you guys as well shortly. But without a further ado, we're gonna roll for the East's schedule first here, which in turn will actually reveal the whole schedule since this is, all the West teams are right here listed twice. What we're going to do whenever their name gets drawn, we're going to throw them up right there. And that's going to be their week 1 and 2s for the East. So let's get spinning. Week 1 for Renegades is going to be Rat Tactics, Paradox, Haze. So that'll be the first matchup there. Should be a pretty good one. And now week 2 for them is going to be Coachless Tyranny. Right there. Okay. And we're going to move on to Rat Tactics. And they're going to draw All In Esports Dynasty on week 1. That should be a fantastic week 1 banger. You got any thoughts on that one, CoinFlip?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really competitive game and should be really fun to play.
Yeah. What a banger. Okay, we're going to keep rolling here. And we've got the second of the Rat Tactics Paradox Haze draws right here. And they're going to play Rat Tactics and the sister team in week 2. So that one can be removed now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's perfect. All right. And we're going to keep drawing now for White Lotus, Black Rose. And they are going to get Oversoul Oasis for their week 1. Well, let's go for their week 2. It'll be all in Esports Dynasty. So there is the schedule for all in Esports Dynasty. They'll play Rat Tactics and then White Lotus, Black Rose in weeks 1 and 2. We can remove their name and keep on spinning. And now we got Elegy Esports, and they are gonna go up and play Battle Rift Assassins in week 1. That should actually be a pretty interesting game because both teams are a little bit unknown at the current moment. So it should be a good test for each team early. But yeah, and let's see who their week 2 matchup will be. It'll be TD Phoenix. Kind of another good draw for them because of the same case. There's a lot of unknown on this TD Phoenix squad. When I did my power rankings, I think CoinFlip also felt the same way about TD. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see. Not typical team that they would bring. They always kind of, but they always are good, even if they're not really good on paper. So let's see. The jury's out for TD Phoenix, but we'll go for Dropping Point Knights, and their week 1 game will be Oversoul Oasis, and that'll be the second time they got drawn. So we will remove their name, and let's see who their week 2 game will be. Barely landing on White Lotus Azalea. All right. That should be a tough game, but a really good matchup for Knights and Azale in week 2. Same with Oasis. This is kind of, I think it's a tough draw. What do you think, coin flip?
Yeah, that's I think Oasis kind of coin flip fee, but I think Azalea is going to be really good. So I think those could potentially be good two really hard matchups for them, depending on how Oversoul comes into the season.
For sure. And now we're gonna go on to the Colorado Kid Killers and see who they're gonna play week one here, and it's going to be Forge Esports Vanguard. Should be interesting. Two teams are kind of unknown, even though we've seen Kid Killers for a while. We don't really know how they're gonna fit in like this season three because they're kind of all over the place. Like they could be really good. Sometimes they're a little bit middling, like they were last year. We'll have to see. And they get that again, but we're not gonna do a repeat matchup of week one and two, so we're gonna spin again. And they're gonna land on Rivals this time around. So Rivals will be a week two matchup against Colorado Keg Killers. Should be another good one. Oops, removed their name on accident. I believe I can just do this. Put them back in. There we go. And get spinning again. Their week two will be Coachless Tyranny. Oh no, that's good. Week one actually for Wisteria. So White Lotus Wisteria will go up against Coachless Tyranny in the first week, and that is Coachless Tyranny's schedule right there, I believe. Or did I screw this up? Where's their name? Okay, yes, that's their week one and their week two. So they're gonna play week one Wisteria, and then they'll go and play Renegades. So let's do Wisteria's second game. And they'll play Elegy. So Elegy for Wisteria. Kind of a lot of unknown here. Same as last year for Wisteria, though. Kind of maybe a weaker out of conference schedule, but it didn't prove to be to matter that much because they kind of came out in the regular season and we're still winning. So yeah, that should be a pretty good draw, I think, for Wisteria on paper. And we can remove Elegy's name.
Oversoul Oasis is in week one twice.
We'll I'll fix that. We'll see who's not playing it week one, and we'll do that. But yeah, rivals will be the next one up against Ag or Harambe. Okay. Yeah, we'll flip these in whatever direction fits, hopefully. So that's rivals. Second one, we can remove their name. Yeah, five teams left. So it'd be White Lotus Azale for their second matchup. Yeah, they also need to be fixed in that way. But that's Agrip Harambe schedule will be rivals, and then that I think this was like a week one matchup last year was rivals and Agrip Harambe. So familiar teams. They also had to play it again because of the 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 remake situation that had happened there. But we're gonna move on to Valhalla Valkyries now, and we're gonna remove their name. And let's see where they land. They're gonna land on Forge Esports Vanguard for one of their week one or two matchups. So Valkyries there, and let's remove that name. We've got three teams left looking for week one and two opponents here. It'll be TD Phoenix for Valkyries, and the wheel's kind of a little bit repetitive at this point because both teams are going to play one another anyways, so I'm just going to do it right there. So Merc Gulag will roll Jolly Rogers Ghost Crew and Korean Rejects, and Jolly Rogers Calypso's Calamity will play against Korean Rejects, and we'll also have a Sisterhood matchup against Ghost Crew. So yeah, that is week one and two. I will fix these up and we'll put them on the official schedule. Make sure to check out the master sheets But yes, these are your first two games of the season, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the Rift.